Hey guys, I'm Coach Jay, sports mental performance coach, and I want to tell a story about this kid that I met the other day at a college campus. And I don't want to give out what college it was, but I was talking to this guy, and I was like, I had some time. I was waiting on my wife or something, and then so anyway, I'm talking to this guy. I'm like, hey dude, what are you studying to do? And he's like, I'm in sports management. I was like, okay, that's cool. What are you gonna do with that? And he's like, well, I'm gonna be an athletic director. I was like, okay, cool. Are you playing a sport? No. Do you have a favorite sport? I like basketball. I was like, you just need to understand from what I've heard, a lot of these colleges are offering this sports management degree, and a ton of college athletes are a part of the sports management degree. And so what I've heard is there's only one job for every 20 people that graduate with this degree. So a lot of these people are going to be selling insurance, selling cars. They're going to be doing something other than sports management. And so I was like, what is it that you're doing? And he's like, nothing really. I was trying to get an internship on with one of the local teams. And I was like, why don't you intern with one of your college's teams? And he didn't really have an answer for that. I was like, you just got to get in the system. You got to see how the baseball team works, how the basketball team works. Whatever sport you decide to work on, you got to get in. And I think the biggest example of this is the guy that won the Super Bowl for the Seattle Seahawks, the head coach. He did not play college football. He graduated from the University of Georgia, but he was a GA. He did the grind work, he did the tough work, he did all the stuff that he had to do, and he moved himself up the chain. But that is how people get involved at the higher levels of sports. Is you got to do a lot of grunt work, a lot of volunteer work, a lot of work that you probably don't want to do, but it's part of the process of moving up the chain. So they're not going to take an athletic director that does not have any kind of work experience. So, it's good to have a goal and put it out there, and it's good to say, I'm going to be an athletic director, but those jobs, there's not a ton of those jobs, first of all. And second of all, you got to really be well-educated, very articulate. You got to be, you got to have a lot of contacts, and you got to be really smart, being with the right teams, a lot of right decisions moving up the ladder. So that being said, you need to, most people, you just need to think about these kind of things, because you're not going to go from 22 years old to being an assistant AD at a major university, or even a minor university or small university. It just doesn't work like that. These are guys in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. And so it's something to think about, that you better get integrated now while you're in college, while you got more free time than you'll ever have, is plug into these teams, volunteer, get internships, work for these teams, helping them get better, understand the operations, understand what good coaching is, understand what relationships are like in sports, like just work all those components to get better. So all that being said, I'm Coach Jay, a mental performance coach. I work with athletes every single day. We're trying to help them just move forward, get better, be smarter, make wise decisions. So I can be found on Psychology Today as Coach Jay in St. Augustine. I can also be found on sportsintervention.com, and you can find me on X as College Scout FB. I hope this helps. Hope you'll like and subscribe to my videos, and I'm just trying to get some information. I don't have a ton of time to do these videos, but when I get a chance, I try to create some, and I hope it helps you. I hope it encourages you, and I hope you encourage somebody else, and hope everything goes great for you in your work toward being a professional sports person. So all that being said, God bless.